Hello musicians, this is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, where we are helping musicians improve. Thank y'all so much for checking out this video today. Now today's video is one that quite a few people have been asking about, and that's passing chords. So I've put together 9 passing chord concepts that I think every musician should know. And they range from easy to a little complex. So the way we're going to do it is I created a simple just 4 chord song like this. C minor 7, D minor 7, to E flat
And
major.
we're going to transform it using passing chords into something like this, for example.
Or even this one.
So remember, I have a link to the sheet music and MIDI file in the description box below. Now the sheet music will give you the concepts, and some of these I've taken through all 12 keys. And then the MIDI files will give you exactly what I played. So if you're struggling to see it on the screen or understand it, definitely get the sheet music and MIDI files where you can see it in front of you, slow it down, and get the concept. Also, in the description box, I have timestamps so you can jump to the part of the video that you're most interested in. And lastly, make sure you subscribe to this channel and continue to comment below your ideas because I want to make the videos you want to see. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. So passing chords, what are they? Well, in simple terms, it's a non-diatonic chord, meaning not part of the key, that we use to help us get from one chord to the next chord. All right. So for us, we're going to be in the key of B flat. So, right. And we're going to use a 4-chord song to help us demonstrate these passing chords. All right. So the song will go B flat major, C minor 7, D minor 7, to E flat major 7. Right? So try it again. And I'm adding some extensions, but the root movement is B flat, C, D, E flat. And so I'm doing B flat. So this is like a major 9. This is a minor 11. This is a minor 7 and major 9, right? E flat major 9. Okay? So those would be our 4 chords that we'll use for our template. Now let's get into it. So the first passing chord will be a chromatic pass. Now, there's 2 types of chromatic passes we're going to talk about, but the first one is just simply whatever chord you're going to, start a half step below or above and kind of slide into it. So let's see how that works. So we have our first chord. Our second chord is C minor 7. So we'll play it like this. That's a C minor 9. So to get into it, you see that? So next chord is a D minor 7, so we'll go into it from C sharp minor. And the next chord is E flat major 9, or let's do E flat major 9. So we'll slide into it from a D major 9. Right? Pretty cool, right? So now we can let's slide from the top down. So B flat major, so C sharp minor will get us into C minor, so, all right. Now, E flat minor will get us into D minor, and then E, that's nice. So now, then you can mix them up, all right? So let's go up and down, just mix them up. So let's go up, let's go down, let's go up. All right. Let's try another one. So pretty cool. Now, you don't always have to play both hands at the same time. Let's lead with our right hand and do our right hand first and then bring our left hand in. Here we go. another one. All right, let's try another one. All right, cool. So that's the chromatic pass. Another pass chord you can use is the diminished chord as the chromatic pass. So what do I mean? Well, our root movement is, right, so B flat, C, D, E flat. Well, here's what we can do. In between the B flat and C, there's a B. And in between the C and the D, there's a C sharp. So we can make this B and the C sharp just a diminished chord. So let's do our pattern again. You see? All right. All right, and then now. All right, wait a minute. All right, so what were those diminished chords I played? Well, I played the normal diminished, but then I added these extra tones. Now where am I getting those from? Well, if you look at the diminished chord, a cool hack, I would say, is whatever diminished you're on. So if you're on B diminished, if you go up a whole step, and play that diminished, these are all the extensions you can add to the chord. You see? So when I play this B flat and then B diminished, so I'm thinking about my extensions and messing with those. Do you see it? So instead of just playing just kind of simply, which works, it's cool. Right? We can extend it and have some fun with it. Just mess with the extensions. Oh, sorry. And do the same thing. Right? All right. How am I actually extending it? Well, I'll extend it by making a melodic, because it's real tense, and resolving it. So I'll start on those extensions and resolve up or resolve down. So you hear it? So fine. Let's try it again. All right. So that's extending the diminished. So the cool thing about this diminished pass is it doesn't actually have to be the diminished chord. It can actually be the diminished scale. And so I have a video, 3 scales every musician should know. You should check that one out. I'll put a link to it up above here. But so you could play the song. So for the diminished pass, you could do that diminished scale. And I won't cover it here, but check out that video where I go into depth about this scale. So you can really have some fun with the diminished scale and just kind of messing around with it, All right. Okay, so that's the diminished passing chord. So the next passing chord is utilizing secondary dominance. Now, when my teacher first explained this to me, as a 19-year-old, I was like blown away. I didn't realize you could do this. And so the concept was every chord can be preceded by its fifth. Now there are some exceptions, but for the most part, that's the concept. That's the idea. Okay, so let's go to our song. We have B flat, major 7, and we're going to C minor. Well, what's the fifth of C minor? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G. So we can precede C minor by G. G7. All right. Now we're going to D minor. What's the fifth of D minor? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A. So you can precede D minor by A7. Right? Okay. Now we're going to E flat. What's the 5 of E flat? B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So, and then, so let's put it all together. Right? So you don't have to play these dominant chords that kind of basic. You can add some color, and that was one of the hacks we talked about in the 20 piano hacks video. So I'll put a link to that somewhere up here. But check that out. But adding colors to your chords to make them sound more full and interesting. So here we go. Pretty cool. So that's the idea of using the fifth to as a passing chord. All right, so another passing chord that's closely related to the last one, the fifth, is the tritone sub. All right, so what does that mean? All right, well, all it means instead of using the fifth, use the tritone, the chord that's a tritone away. So what is a tritone? A tritone is a distance of 3 whole steps. So if I'm on G, the tritone away would be 1 whole step, 2 whole step, 3 whole step. Or another way to think of it is a flatted fifth. Kind of easy way to see it. So that's a tritone, distance of the tritone, or 3 tones. 1, 2, 3. So from here to here, just so you know, from here to here is a half step. So half plus another half is a whole. Half, that's 2 wholes and 3 wholes, okay? So if I'm going here and I have my chord, my G7, instead of going to G7, I could go to D flat 7. So let's try that. All right, so now instead of going to A7 for our D, I go to E flat 7. So hear it? Now, instead of going to B flat, because I'm going to E flat, I go to E. You see it? Let's try it one more time. So, going to D flat to take me to C. I'm going to go to E flat to take me to D minor. I'm going to go to E, take me to E flat major, right? So let's try it and just have a little fun with it one time. All right, so. All right. So that's utilizing the tritone sub as a passing chord. All right, so the next one is using the 2-5-1 chord progression as a passing chord vehicle. All right, so let's explain this. Let's see, if I'm going to C, right? The 5 we already learned was G, but what's the 2? Well, 1, 2. So the 2 is D. So I could go D minor to G7 to C minor. All right. And now for the D, the 2 would be E, the 5 would be A. So now, all right. Now if we're going to E flat, the 2 would be F, the 5 would be B flat. You see that? Does it make sense? So we're going that kind of thing. And if we were going to B flat, we could go C minor, F. So, right? So I don't have a video yet covering 251, but I will make one very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, so let's kind of see what happens with this. So I have my chord, then I'm going to 2, 5. I'm gonna do just kind of have fun right here, and then C minor. Now I'm gonna do a 2, my E. Now my E right here, I'm gonna make it E minor 7 flat 5 to A 7 with alterations, and then F minor, B flat 7. All right, so let's do it in time. All right, cool. So that's the idea of using the 2-5-1 chord progression as a passing chord vehicle. All right, so another passing chord vehicle, it's a 2-5-1 of sorts. It's called the backdoor progression. Let me explain it. So let's say we're going to E flat. Normally, we would think 2 to the 5 to the 1, right? So, right? We just did it actually when we utilizing the 2-5-1. But the backdoor progression is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, to flat 7 to our 1. So it'd be, and it's 4 minor, so A flat minor to D flat 7 to E flat. You hear that? Now you've heard that sound before. Right? Now, A flat minor 7 and D flat 7 in a song in B flat, well, how does that work? Let's try it. And let's utilize it to take us to E flat. So we have our first chord, and then a second chord, and then, so, you know, it really stops sounding really so far out of the key. It really sounds like it's part of it. So let's play it with time. And yeah, that really works. So again, remember, so the backdoor progression is the flat 4, the 4 minor to the flat 7 dominant to the 1. So let's try the backdoor progression to B flat. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, E flat minors, 7, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, A flat 7 to B flat, right? So, and we're still gonna do the 1 to E flat, so we're gonna do 2 back to back. So one cool thing you can do is utilize parallel motion. Well, what parallel motion means is simply move all your voices, or all your fingers, every note that's being played in the same manner. So like that. Everything's moving up at the same interval, same distance. Everything's parallel. All right. So I'll show you one going to E flat. So now I'm going to E flat. I'm going to utilize this voicing right here. So now I'm just going to take the voice. So this really works cool. It's like F minor, G minor, kind of go scale, A flat minor to B flat, or like a D flat, like our backdoor progression, taking us to E flat. And so let's demonstrate it within the song. So. So parallel motion, take a voice, whatever like a chord you like, and just take it up. Parallel, everything moving the same direction. And that's kind of a cool pass. All right, so that's parallel motion. All right, so another cool way to pass is by letting the melody do the work for you. So we've talked about the melody is most important. So let the melody do the work for you. So what do I mean? Let's create a melody. So let's take this melody. Yeah, add that on there. And let's do it before the E flat. So we have our song. Right. So how did I get that? So let's play it one more time and I'll do it. So and I'll call what I'm doing. So B flat, going to 5 of C, then the 5 of D. Now right here, I'm doing a 2-5-1. So F, B flat, E flat. That takes me to E flat, right? So F minor, and I'm playing it. I know my melody note needs to be G, so my voice has an F minor 9, right? That's just the melody note is D, so B flat 7, and then my melody note is F, so it's going to be E flat major 9, and then now I just add that on the end, that A flat 7 to take me to B flat. All right, so let's do another melody. Let's do sure, that'll work. Okay, let's do it in the same spot. So let's play the song again. That's pretty cool. All right, let's try it again. Okay, that was a lot. Let's explain what's going on there. Because okay, I utilized a couple of concepts and strung them all together, keeping the melody on top. So the first thing I did was I did this. This is like the chromatic pass we talked about, the first one we talked about, where we just kind of slide in, go a half step up and slide into the chord. Now, what is this chord? Well, this chord could be a couple things, but I'm kind of utilizing it as kind of a half diminished with some extensions. So E minor 7 flat 5 with some extensions to 9 and 11. So it functions as like a diminished, taking me into F, because I'm going to do this 2-5-1 to F. I mean to E flat. So one of the concepts we talked about was using the chromatic to lead you into the chromatic diminished, or to lead you in. So I'd use the chromatic diminished to lead me in, and I just started with just a chromatic sidestep to. So. Just a chromatic pass to get me to this E diminished, half diminished, to push me into F minor, B flat 7 here with the extensions, then E7, and then, all right, so I'm playing again in context. So there it is, the whole idea of using the melody to kind of disguise the move, so it's not all about the chord, this idea, but just kind of. Cool. So here's a chord special. This kind of utilizes some of the diminished moves, the 5 concept. So let me just demonstrate it for you and then I'll explain it. So. There's a lot going on there, but not too complex. So here's the idea. We're on B flat and we're going to C. So we're going to approach it by the 5, which is G. We use that concept. But instead of doing just playing a regular old G7, we're going to play G by itself, and then go to its 5th, and then back to G. So it's kind of. Concept. So we're going G, D, G, D, G. So G, G7 to D7, G7, D7, G7, D7, G7, D7, G7 to C minor. All right, so I'll show you. Let me play like this. This is my D7 flat 9 basically, but it looks like diminished. That's how it's. So here's my G octaves, then I play it like this. Here's my D7 flat 9, it's really, and then I go back to diminish, or my G7 flat 9, then back to my D7 flat 9 to my G7 flat 9, and then I do this kind of C minor deal. So I'll do it again. Then I do it again a whole step higher as I'm on A going to D. So. And now I'm going to do the same thing on B flat as that takes me to E flat. And then I just. So this it's just E flat 6 with the sharp 11, right? And then I went to the A flat 7, sharp 11. And the whole idea behind that is kind of it's like the second half of the backdoor progression. And then, all right. So again.
Okay, that was a lot of concepts. There was a lot of stuff in there. But remember, I always tell you, I don't want you overwhelmed with the amount of material that you see in the videos. Just try to get one thing down that resonated with you and just master that one thing, and your playing will improve. Now remember, I have the links to the sheet music and MIDI files. So some of these, they might be a little harder for you to catch. So definitely grab the sheet music so you can see the concept, and the MIDI file so you can see exactly what I played. And lastly, make sure you subscribe to this channel and continue to comment below the videos that you want me to make, because I definitely want to make the videos you want to see. Okay, so again, my name is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, where we are helping musicians improve. So hopefully this video has helped you improve. So until the next one, happy practicing and be blessed.